Yo, what up? Chat, today, as of today of recording this, we have seen our new, I think it's local qualifier. I think I misspoke here. I think these are championship qualifier promos. So I think that this is wrong. But these are the new this season's promos, local championship. Yes, the local championship promos. And we have 4 mechanically unique Tekken 8 characters that I want to talk about and I want to deck build a little bit around. So I've seen these a little bit, but I've not done a ton of big in-depth thinking. But these characters seem very interesting. They seem very good, and I'm excited to brainstorm with them. So without further ado, let's talk about them in order. First off, we've got Devil Jin, a 5-hand size, 35 health character. Has the chaos, evil, and fire symbol. It says response once per turn. After you check an attack, add it to your card pool and draw a card. Your check gets +1 for each attack in your card pool. This does work on offense, so as I am playing cards, and it also works on defense. I can block with a card, have 2 attacks that I've blocked with in my card pool, check an attack, add it in, get +3 to my check, and then redraw. Pretty cool. Or on offense, you know, I play an attack, I check a 3. Actually, I checked a 6. Catch. Very, very cool. I like the fact that the more that this 5-hander attacks, the more advantage he gets, and the more that he gets to push on harder damage. It's very cool. And then enhance. Add 1 attack from your discard pile to your card pool, : so there's the cost. Wow, I'm putting more attacks in my card pool. Who'd have thunk? Your attack gets +1 damage for each attack in your card pool, period. You may change this attack's zone to the zone of the added attack. So on offense, I am adding in more cards to give my moves more damage, right? And there's a cool attack from Attack on Titan called Titan's Armbar. It's like a 7/3 5 high for 5 or something like that. That says while it's in the card pool, all attacks get +2 damage. And so you're just like, I put Titan Armbar in the card pool, and then all my moves get a schmillion damage because of this bottom enhance. But the other cool thing that you can do is you can use the enhance to change the zone of your rival's attack. So let's read it together, right? Add an attack from your discard pile to your card pool, : your attack gets the damage bonus for each attack in your card pool. You may change this attack's zone. So if you want to perfect block, you add in, if they've got a low attack and you've only got high blocks, you just add in a high attack to say your attack gets stats, who cares, and then you change their attack zone to high. And then you go for the block, you check an attack, you've got an attack in your card pool, you respond with Jin, pass the check, redraw a card. Very cool. And you can do this on every single attack. You do this on every single attack. This is super cool. I like this a lot. And I like the fact of, like, he is utilizing attack cards in a really interesting way that we haven't seen a ton of before, right? Of like plus into your checks. I mean, he feels very old school evil, truthfully. He feels super old school evil, which is awesome. But we'll move on to Ling Xiao, I believe. I might have mispronounced. Apologies. 720 air all life. Enhance. Your attack gets +1 damage for each different block zone on cards in your card pool, period. Xiao Yu, I believe that. Yes, yeah. Xiao Yu. Ling Xiao Yu. Thank you, Zodiac. And then enhance once per turn if you have 3 different block zones in your card pool. Clear two cards from your card pool. Your choice does not have to be those cards, and draw 1 card. This is an homage to my very first character that I ever played, Alekman. Everybody have fun going and looking that up. So I am instantly excited to play this character, of a character that cleans cards out of their card pool and then redraws a card. Yes, Uncle Tony. Also, Ojiro 2 had a very similar idea of like wanting different attack zones. She cares about the block zones of cards. The coolest thing about this for me, right, is the once per turn, the bottom once per turn, is also playable on defense, right? I can block with a high, I can block with a mid, I can block with a low, and then once per turn, clear 2 of them, and then redraw a card. So my blocking becomes easier, and I have more blocks to play. Inside your 7-hander, this is really cool. This is super, super neat. And then after your second or third attack, all of your moves are going to get +2, +3 damage, and you bing, 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 and then you keep playing them, and then you clear 2, and then redraw, and then keep playing it. Like, I think this character is very, very cool on offense, like really good on offense, and she has like just enough of a defensive trick that I think it's interesting. It's very neat. It's very, very neat. It's neat. Moving on to Martial Law, 719, All Order Water. It says response, after rival commits 1 or more foundations during this enhanced step, this deck gets +1 or -1 speed. Okay? And then response, after you commit 1 or more foundations during the enhanced step, this deck gets +1 or -1 damage. So there's some really interesting ideas of like me having commit costs that commit your cards, or having stun abilities that commit your cards, or committing cards on your turn that let me do things for extra stuff, or just like, hey, I'll commit this foundation for -1 damage. Actually, it was -2, or I'll commit for -2. It's actually -3. So the amount of damage reduction that I think Law has, I think, is the really interesting part of the 7-hander. But also, like, his stun ability, like, I think it's going to be really, really hard to block his stun moves. I think when he stun 2s you, I think it's going to be kind of crazy, right? Hey, I'll play this move, I'll stun you, it'll get extra stats, and you're stunned out, and you can't block them because of lack of resources on board, and the fact they're going to get too fast, right? If you can find any extra way to give additional stun to these cards, any extra stun, so that you can respond with them more than once, because it doesn't work on bonus stuns, right? Because it only gets, after your rival commits 1 or more foundations during the enhanced step, this deck gets +1 or -1. So you have to, if you stun 2, they still committed 1 or more, so it's only +1, right? I think this card is neat. I think this is the one that, like, outside of what Devil Jin is doing, this is the character that is going to have the hardest deck building requirements of, like, in order for my responses to be online and live, I have to be able to find ways to commit not only my board but your board on my attack strings, which is interesting. I wish it didn't say, I don't know. There's something just limiting enough about what this character does, like, and he does, the fact that he doesn't give stun on his face or commits a foundation for bonus stun is like a little whatever. I almost wish that he had I commit a foundation, my move gets stun 1. Right? Like, if he just had that tacked on him, I think I'd be way, way down for him. But he just doesn't. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Probably my least favorite of the bunch so far. And then my last one is Paul Phoenix. He is a 6-hand size, 29 health character. He has all fire and order. It says enhance, discard a card, : your attack gains stun 2. Where was that for Law? And then enhance, once per turn, your kick or punch attack gets 1 damage for each committed rival foundation. Character's great. Having a bonus, discard these bad cards for stun 2 is very strong. And then once per turn, getting 1 big pump on your kick or punch attack feels very good as well. I think that Paul's ability to close out games whenever my opponent overcommits a little bit is very strong. The later on in the game that you go, if you overcommit and you don't kill Paul, he'll kill you back. If you don't kill Paul, he'll kill you back. And so it's good. It's strong, but I'm not 100% sold that it is like crazy. I think he'll be very good, but I don't think he's broken, right? I already see the fact that, like, oh, we banned snack time and let this exist, LOL. Better see Viper. The big thing about this is the fact that, like, there's so much card draw that I could see him being a problem, but I think, like, letting him exist for the time being is okay, right? Discard a card for stun 2 is very good, and then the once per turn to thud is pretty rad. I think the not keyword lock is huge. He is keyword locked on kick and punch, unless of course you mean the stun 2, right? Like, the real question is, what kicks and punches do you want to use in order to make this happen? And how much card draw do you have on these 3 symbols that allow you to let this kick or punch once per turn make it happen? Because other than that, like all he does is he's like a different flavor of what Toga 3 does, right? He's just Toga 3, right? Every move has stun 2 at a discard cost rather than just every move has stun 1 because. And then instead of +3/+2 on the first attack, his last attack is very big, right? Like, I think that the big issue here is that he has to find a kick or punch that he really likes in order to kill you. And I think it might just have to be on the order symbol of like just playing 100% repeated, right? Like that's the punch that you want to play. I'm down, right? Stun 2, EX3, powerful 3 feels pretty okay. But with that is the Tekken 8 champion or local championship promo. Sorry, I mistyped here. What do you guys think? I for one, I'm excited for 3 out of these 4 characters, right? Devil Jin, Ling, and Paul. I'm excited to try. And Martial Law, I'm just not quite seeing the sauce yet, but I mean, we're at least gonna give him a shot, you know? With that said, thank you much for watching this video. I do greatly appreciate it. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the characters in the comments down below, and let me know how you guys do whenever you go and you play at your local championships. Let me know which characters that you get. Shoot them over on my Discord or over on Twitter. With that said, thank you much for watching, and as always, I wish you well.